Everyone, I'm going on live on my Facebook group page, or I should say group wall, and this is called Intuitive Angel Messages. So if you want to come join us, I love to go live at least once a week to connect with everybody. Today we're going to be talking about your spiritual abilities. So that's going to be your sight, hearing, knowing, feeling. And I'm going to break each of those down, and I want to talk a little bit about it because so many of us are starting to awaken on the planet, and we are asking questions, what's next? What am I meant to do? I'm starting to notice number sequences. I'm starting to notice energy around me. I'm starting to notice ascension symptoms and energy that's trying to communicate with you, energy that is there, wanting to communicate back with you, and then you can also communicate back with it. And I'm just here to share with you a little bit about how you can do that. And here on Earth, to my last known recognition from the angels, each of us have stronger abilities in one area than another. So it's just a label or a wording that describes something. So when we look at the clairs, that was the very first book that I read a long time ago, and I didn't even know what the clairs meant. I was like, what are the clairs? I don't know. So when I got into the reading material, it really gave me a lot of information. It really helped me along the way, and I recognized what my strongest clairs were, because at that point I didn't have anything to base it by. I didn't have anything to gauge it with. So when I started to read that material on the clairs, I recognized that spirit is attempting to communicate with us through many different ways. And it's not just with, clairvoyance. Many of us hear of mediums that are clairvoyant. They see spirit, they'll relay what they're seeing, and that's it. And that's all you would maybe think a medium would be. I like to let everybody know that we are all mediums. We are all channeling all the time. Most of the time, we're all channeling. If there's a day that goes by where you're not channeling, I would be absolutely gobsmacked about it. Okay? So some of the ways that individuals maybe are experiencing unconscious channeling is what I call it, because you're not consciously or purposely trying to do it. You're not like actively trying to channel. You're doing it more unaware or unconscious, right? If the phone's about to ring, who's on the other line. You get a strong sensation to call someone, like an urgency feeling. You're going about your day and you get a strong gut feeling about something. You might get a tightness in your chest or in your stomach that tells you, no, this job opportunity is not what is best for you at this time, versus an open sensation in your chest. Maybe you feel butterflies or tingles, warmth, a rush of energy through your heart chakra and your solar chakra, indicating to you this is the one, this is the path, this is the job to take, right? So many of us are channeling all the time. All the time. And so the beautiful thing is, when I started to recognize this many years ago, I started to work with my team on how to channel. And it started with a deck of angel cards. But then as my channels opened, my channels meaning my chakra centers. People always talk about your channels opening. Well, what channels are these? Is this like my channel on my TV? Or am I switching on a radio station? This is your chakra centers opening. You anchoring more energy through your body. And this energy that comes through your chakra centers into your body is then able to funnel more energy in and then form the series of communication that it would like you to receive. Now it's a two-part, So yes, they're going to open our chakras. They're going to work on a light highway from your third eye all the way back in between the two halves of your brain, back to your pineal gland. And once this is really built with a lot of light, it's very easy for them to come right in and form words or give you images or insights. Okay? Easy. It's a lot easier to get the communication through. And these are the types of things that I like to bring to the forefront and talk about in the course that I am running on January 15th coming up, because so many of us are feeling disconnected. We are maybe missing our loved ones. We're maybe feeling a bit lost or ungrounded. So I can speak on my behalf only, my own experience, in that when I started to communicate with Spirit, it really helped me a lot. It helped me tremendously. It's a wonderful thing to know that you can, chat with your Nana or your grandma or your angels anytime you want or you need help. Anyone you want. Okay. So it is very comforting, very important to be able to do that. And we're just activating gifts that we already have, that we've had for our entire lives, but we're not taught how to do this in school. We're not taught how to do this from our parents, because our parents are very much, unawake to the ways of these abilities coming to the forefront. So when I was reading this material, there were 4 clairs that were really, they were talking about in this material. Clairvoyance is one, or clear seeing or sight. Claircognizance, or clear knowing, insights, information. It could be just an idea that pops into your head out of nowhere, out of thin air. Okay? And then you have clairaudience, clear hearing, and that isn't necessarily hearing spirit outside of your head. Okay? And then we have clairsentience, which is clear feeling in your body. So this energy that's all around you all the time, it can open your chakras and give you a great sensation. Yes, move in this direction. Or it can close your chakra, pinch the flow of energy coming through your chakra centers and give you more of a no response through your body. Don't go in this direction. Okay? When I read Lorna Burns' book, Angels in My Hair, I said to myself, wow, that's amazing. This woman has seen angels her whole life. How many people on the earth are like that? 99% of the population, I would say, are not like that. So we're in the beginning stages, very beginning stages of awakening on earth. And most of us, we would like to connect, but we don't know how. We're not Lorna Byrne, right? I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was wonderful to read her book, Angels in My Hair, but I was like... So after I read that, I said to myself, well, does that mean when my clairvoyance kicks in that I'm going to see things outside of my mind? And then I was like, panic. And then I was like, what if I see things I don't like? Spirit, your team is not going to show you things that you don't like, okay? First of all, it's going to make you all tense and worried. And then you're going to shut down, and then there's going to stop any communication. So why would they do that? Why would your team do that? So when communicating with spirit, when communicating with your angels, your guardian angels, your team of angels, your spirit guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, their number one top priority is that you're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, you need to let them know. Okay? I remember asking my angels to help me wake up during my alarm clock because I was having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. And they would pull me out of my sleep state in about 5 seconds. And that was very jarring for me. So I said, you need to slow that down and pull me out slower, which they have from that day forward. No more problems. Why? Because I voiced myself and I let them know. It's just like when you talk with a person that you're having issues with on earth. You vocalize how you're feeling and you let them know. Same thing with spirit. Same thing. So 99% of us, we're not born like Lorna Byrne or many of the mediums that we see on TV or online. You know, you might see Hollywood medium, Mama medium, Long Island medium, Monica the medium. That's great and everything. That's great. And you can go to a medium for a reading if you really feel drawn in that direction. But how cool and how great would it be if you were able to connect yourself? So what I learned when I was learning about the clairs is that there are 2 dominant clairs out of those 4 that you have. Now, there are other clairs that we could talk about. There is also a clair for smelling energy. So you might smell your mom's favorite perfume or flowers. I mean, I've channeled for a friend where we were smelling irises right in between us in a hotel room. And my friend said that's her favorite flower. So it's just another way of spirit getting your attention, just like they're giving number sequences, coins, feathers. They're trying to get your attention. It's time to move in this direction. And so what happens when they start to get your attention all the time is you become curious and you start asking questions and you start to think and ponder upon maybe coming for a reading or maybe taking a course or maybe learning more about healing or maybe, you know, trying a group healing for the first time. P.S. Ashley Cunningham's group healing is tomorrow and it's going to be awesome. So if you'd like to have an angelic Reiki healing, this is the time to sign up for that. It's only $30. And you can go to channelingwithlove.com. I'll be there. And there are several people ready to rumble that are ready to come in for this group healing, which I'm super excited about. So when you learn what your 2 strongest clairs are, most of the people on earth that I see, usually their 2 strongest clairs, and I'm not saying everyone, but their 2 strongest clairs are clairsentience and claircognizance. So they get insights and information that drop into their mind, or like a knowing, or a thought form that just comes in, or they have gut feeling sensation through their body when something feels right or doesn't feel right. And that was me. That was me in the beginning. I did not see spirit. I did not hear spirit. No way, Jose. And even in transition, moving from those 2 clairs, I said, okay, sight would be maybe too much for me. I don't know how that's going to play out because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to see spirit like Lorna Byrne, right? You'll know, Nina, what your 2 strongest clairs are based on how you're channeling, maybe unconsciously, every single day. Can I hear spirit? Can I see spirit? Okay. Am I getting messages visually or auditory-wise? No. Okay, so the other 2 clairs must be my strongest. Okay. So my mind was, oh, I see all these mediums on TV and I've read this book and this is how it's going to be, but it isn't. It's a very gradual process at your comfort level. Some people are born awake and seeing. That is something that a very select few of the people on earth are able to do. So when you start to move and transition, my next choice was clairaudience. I thought, okay, well, I'd be more comfortable with that. And even gradually over the years, it was seeing words on a teleprompter in front of me. And it was also hearing my internal thought forms forming words, but I wasn't the one forming the words. And it would match up with the teleprompter. It was always loving, supportive, caring, high vibrational guidance. Always. Okay? Sweet Faith. That would be wonderful. And just like when you're wanting to really make strides in something, you know, if you're working on a business proposal at work, or you're working to get good grades in school, what do we have to do? If we're looking at riding a bike, if we're looking at learning how to water ski, we have to practice, right? But now you're going to get the foundations of how to practice and what you're going to do. And then you'll see shifts and changes take place within you over time. And many people come to me and tell me their friends and family members are saying something's different with you, because it is. Because you will shift and change hugely once coming through this course and learning what you're going to learn. You don't know what you don't know. And once you do know, it's vastly different. Yeah, and here's Connor. Really surprising, Connor is able to see spirit. And he says, I love seeing them with my physical eye, but I usually see them through my third eye chakra. Or how I like to describe it with the third eye chakra is, you know, when you're relaxed and you're daydreaming in school and you're seeing things in your mind when you were a child. Do you remember that? And it was just here and there and everywhere. So now it is visuals being given to you within your mind when your mind is quiet and relaxed, and they're giving you images as a way of communication. And it usually goes along with a gut feeling, or you might get some audience, some clairaudience or hearing with it. So it's nice to have a double confirmation. I'm always about that. Oh, I heard it and I saw it. I felt it and I heard it. Okay, so it's a rare time, Connor, rare time, okay? I've been teaching these courses now for 5 years. And I do have people that come in who have clairvoyance and they develop it even further, but it's not as common as claircognizance or clairsentience. You know, it's interesting because I can hear harps playing sometimes. I can hear music. I can hear singing. And it's all coming from the angels. They just love it. They're celebrating on the other side. I'll tell you, with the ascension process on Earth right now and all of us awakening and moving in this direction, they are so happy. So happy. But it's amazing when you can hear, and it's not like you would hear that on Earth in the way that you're hearing it on the other side. Not that it would sound different with my physical ear here. The music is so elevated and so expressive and so expansive on a whole other level that I don't think you would hear it like that here. because the angels take it to a whole other level. So many people right now are coming to me and telling me that they're having visitations when they're sleeping. They're seeing through the veil. They're getting a lot of number sequences. They are, it's just is unbelievable. And you know what I feel is going to happen in the years to come is the veil's going to thin further as we ascend, right? It has to. And the planet's going, we're going with her, whether we want to or not. And what is really going to happen, I feel, is people seeing things and experiencing things on a whole other level. And the reason why I'm doing this work is to help those who are wanting to communicate with spirit and help show them the way, just like the angels had shown me. So really, we could say the angels are the ones who are teaching this course, and I'm just listening and following through. I'm like the substitute or the side teacher, okay? So this course wouldn't even be available, and what I teach wouldn't even be available if it wasn't for them. So I thank them first and foremost. But as we move along, I want to show people how to do it, but I also want to help those who are seeing and experiencing things and not able to understand what's going on, and then tuning in and explaining what's going on. Not from me, of course, but from their team. Yep. And Babette, that's a rarity, to have someone in your life that is completely open and able to see through the veil from a very young age. Is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, isn't it? And I feel like this is something to be celebrated, although I have heard several other people say they don't see it as a gift and they're not interested, and even to the point where they shut down their abilities later on in life. And what I want to show is that there's a different way of doing it, which is not being fearful, not being scared, holding your own, holding your boundaries, vocalizing yourself, utilizing the team that's with you to help you, and stepping forward in a light-filled way. That's my goal. Hi. All right. Yeah, and they love coming through songs with lyrics, and it plays over and over in your head to the point where you go, okay, what is up with these lyrics? They used to do that to me chronically, but they don't really do it to me now. Now, if they want to say something to me, they just say it to me. But back when I was more unable to channel, I guess you could say, or not aware that I even could channel, I was getting that type of communication. Think about how much effort it takes for them constantly to get through to you. And they have all the time in the world. They have all the energy in the world and more. And they're omnipresent, and they can be there with you and be there over here and doing this and that. So you're never going to bother them or give them too much homework or work to help you. It's never, ever going to be too much. The only thing that will ever, and I wouldn't even say halt one's ascension process, I wouldn't say that. What I would say is there's layers of energy that have been accumulated by one's own thought processes being possibly low vibrational, a lot of fear and worry, and all of that will get cleared out just as soon as you bring it up to the surface with another thought. And so it might be a little bit of a slower pace as all of that gets unveiled back and transmuted into the light. The angels will often say that which is no longer needed. So it might be just a little bit of a slower pace, but everyone's going. Everyone's going. So if you're more light-filled, more high vibrational, you have more high vibrational thought processes, then you're going to be ready for maybe a little bit more energy. You're going to be ready for the next stage. You're going to level up to the next level a little quicker. And how do we get there? How do we move in that direction? Become the still observer of the thoughts that are coming up in your mind and hand off the low vibrational thoughts that you can feel sinking your frequency. You feel it in your body when you have a thought or a belief system. And hand it to your angels to transmute. Here you go. They know exactly what you're thinking in the moment. They know exactly what you're saying. And you simply just hand it off. We think we're so alone here on planet Earth, but it is the furthest from the truth. And that was a big eye-opener for me when I first awakened. How just not alone I was. And did anyone worry or have fear on the other side? Was everybody complaining on the other side? No, just me. So I said one day, I'm really getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of my own chronic, low vibrational wah, wah, wah. So my angel gave me homework. Hand off the low vibrational thoughts that come up to the surface in your mind 25 times a day for 2 weeks. And don't miss a single time. Right in my face. So at the end of the day, what do? Of course I forgot. It's probably about 10, 15 go-arounds. So at the end of the day, I would calculate roughly how many times I handed off low vibrational thought forms and worries and fears and doubts and all the rest of it. And then I would have to think of 10 other things that I wanted to hand to them to put into the light at the end of the day. And watch what happens. Your mind becomes more still, it becomes more quiet, you become more high vibrational, you have more high vibrational thought forms, and the usual chronic tape pattern that you have of reaching for those worrisome thoughts, it becomes more and more difficult for you. You just can't go there. You just don't want to go there because now your frequency is raising and there's just no point in going there. You're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. There's 2 ways. Release that which is no longer needed, the thoughts, the emotions that are holding you down in the moment. And 2, practice. So, Abria and Kirsty get together through Messenger and practice. Practice with each other, practice on each other. Repeat. Repeat. Love it. Love it. It doesn't matter. Your angels know who you're giving it to. So you'll give it to your angels, you'll give it to your spirit guides. You want to give it to your grandma? You want to give it to Archangel Michael? Pick one. They're going to bring all their team in and everybody's going to get to work. Picture a team that hangs out with you 24/7, doesn't sleep, never gets tired, never is like not available for you. And you can access and talk to them anytime you want. And they're just waiting for you to ask them to help you. But again, we're in a free will zone here on Earth. So it's up to you as to whether or not you want to ask them to help or not. But most of us, we get into this belief system that we're alone here. I'm all alone. Nobody understands me. No. I can feel spirit like energetically on the top of my head and wanting to chat about this. So I'm just going to see who is here. My guardian angel, Agnes. Of course it is. And I'm just going to channel a few words from her on this topic. Do you want me to do that? Okay. She says, this is my attempt at being funny. Boo! She says, did I get you? Did I scare you? And she's saying, she's just laughing. She says, there's nothing here that you need to be concerned about. Why? Because you request it. Because you want it that way. Because you're in charge. So go forth, make the request, call in Archangel Michael to be your spiritual bouncer, if you so choose, or if you are feeling more in alignment with Metatron, and she's laughing and saying Metatron will bring in Michael. Okay? Go forth, practice, grow, evolve. She wants us to start practicing being the beings of light and love that we are, that we truly are. So instead of lowering our frequency to suit others, or to do what others are doing, or to continuously go on the same track or the same path as we once have with the old tape patterns, she wants us to change it, start moving in a different direction, lifting and raising in vibrational frequency. And only you can choose that. Only you can do that. Don't worry about what others are up to or what others are doing. First you. Others will see. Others will be influenced or notice your changes. And they will evolve and grow along with you at their own pace, at their own rate, when they are ready and when they want to. Thank you, dear ones. I'm never ever scared. I'm never ever worried when channeling. Ever. Number one is because why would I want to do that to myself and live like that? In fear and worry all the time. That's no fun. And that just goes against who I am. Number two is because why would I want to drop my frequency and be a vibrational match to low vibrational energy in the physical or the non-physical? Why would I want to do that? And number three, the angels have never taught me to sage my room, to cleanse this, to cleanse that, to wear crystals, other than putting, a nice piece of rose quartz on my lap to open my root chakra, just to help ground me a long time ago. And for those who are indoors a lot, or, working inside a lot, that's a good option when you need grounding. But other than that, no one's taught me that. No one's told me about that. What they've taught me is how to lift my frequency, release that which is no longer needed, and be the being of light and love that I am. So there's really no need for anything else. If I want constant clearing, I want constant clearing. Thank you. I don't have to go and do all these things every day to clear my energy. No, I don't have to do that. A lot of effort, a lot of energy. Your guardian angel's always with you, whether you're in a body or out of a body. You don't have to go searching for your guardian angel. It's always been there. And most people I see have two. Once in a blue moon, I've only seen one. And some other mediums have told me they've seen three once in a while. But this is an energy created by Source, light and love, to watch over you and look after you. And here's the other thing. If I ever experience, and I literally can't even give you 5 times that I've had issues with spirit on the other side. I can't even give you 5. I could probably maybe give you 3 or 4. If I ever have issues of any kind at any time, why would I be scared? Call in Archangel Michael or Jesus or Mother Mary or whomever to take care of it for you. Why would I be scared? I'm like, the backup I have here is just unbelievable. Like when Jesus comes in the room and makes his presence known and he wants me to channel a message for a friend of mine, he comes in so strong and so light-filled, it brings you to your knees and it can make you bawl your eyes out. The frequency and the energy just coming from his being. You think anything is going to stand a chance against Jesus? No, no. And I don't mean the biblical Jesus. I know we all see him that way. A lot of us do. I see him as a soul that was Jesus, that's been many other bodies, many other lifetimes. He's incredible. So yeah, no, I'm not sitting here all concerned. That's the last thing I am doing. And I mean, you can do that if you want to. The only time I ever usually ask for help is if I'm going through Costco or Walmart and I'm just getting bombarded with people's energy, and the collective right now is a little heavy. So then I'm asking Archangel Michael to shield me, just for extra. I love that, Connor. Yeah. If you want things to be different outside of yourself and within yourself, where do we focus? Do we point the finger at other people? Do we blame other people? Do I expect other people to change for my sake because I want it? No, I look in here. That's where I go. What is it within me that is a vibrational match to this? And how can I do some changes here to lift and raise my frequency? And pretty soon, the low vibrational people, experiences, things around you, they start to kind of just drop away. You'll find people may not even want to hang out with you as much because you've lifted in frequency quite a bit. And vice versa. You may not want to hang out with other people because your frequency is lifted quite a bit. Yeah. You go with the first thing you're going to get, Faith. You're going to go with the first thing you get. And the beautiful thing is that even if you get it completely wrong, you're likely going to feel a pullback and a tightness in your body, indicating from your angels, hey, try again, right? So you'll get a yes or no response in the body. And maybe you will get it clairaudiently as well. But the thing is, even if I get it completely wrong, in the beginning, that was my main concern too. And the angels don't stop. They keep coming through until you get it right. So maybe tomorrow, for example, you'll have a nap, you'll feel really rested, and you'll try going again, and then you'll get a broader answer that feels right. It feels good in the body, and you know you got it right. And you always want to go with the first thing you get, because if you don't, what happens? You overthink, you overanalyze. Did I get that right? Did I get that wrong? And that's where you will chronically stay for months and months and years. And trust me, I know. And that's why I'm telling you to go for the first thing that you get, because I have spent years like that. I don't know. Did I get the right card? And I don't know, do you want to stay in the I don't know maybe stage for years to come? I sure don't. I'm telling you this because I've done it, and it's not a good time. And it's a lower frequency to operate from when channeling. What would I do? Well, I've never been under spiritual attack, number one. I would start working on lifting and raising my vibrational frequency so that I'm not a vibrational match to that energy. And I would call in backup, and I would assert my boundaries, and I'd vocalize my expectations and what I want. I certainly wouldn't drop my frequency. Do the best you can not to drop your frequency, okay, because they're going to feed off of that. So if anyone is experiencing that, then you need to start lifting your frequency. I remember watching a program a number of years ago. Now, this is a program where it's paranormal, hunter program. I don't watch these anymore, but they went to this trailer park, and this family was just chronically getting bombarded by low vibrational spirit. And the first thing that they asked them to do was clean up their house. Their house was a pig pen. It was cluttered. If your home is cluttered, it usually lends to maybe having a cluttered mind or an ungrounded energy, ungrounded mind, right? If we're drinking a lot of alcohol, kind of lowers the frequency long term, toxic for the body, right? Ungrounded activities, being indoors, playing video games, being on your laptop, being on your phone nonstop, ungrounding activities. If you're chugging back a lot of caffeine and sugar, probably going to make you even more ungrounded. So if that's the case, where am I looking? I'm not pointing outside of myself. I'm saying, okay, well, what changes am I going to make with me? Many times, low vibrational spirit is allowed to go ahead and do what they do to teach a lesson. And high vibrational spirit knows what's going on and allows it. It's ushering in sobriety, because the person needs to get sober off the drugs that they're on. And there have been times where people have come to me and spirit's like, we can't do anything about it. We're not going to remove the energy. And the person says, why? Because your frequency is a vibrational match to that energy. And if we remove it, it's going to come right back. So ultimately, it's the changes that you need to make in your life, within you. Okay? And then they give them homework as to what to do. So there's a lot of reasons why low vibrational energy is allowed to act up. It's not all, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm in a spiritual attack. It's not always like that. There's a much broader picture as to why things are going on the way that they are. It's teaching you to lift your frequency. It's teaching you to raise in vibrational frequency. It's teaching you to clean up your home. It's teaching you to clean up your thoughts and clean up and manage your vibrational frequency. To lift and raise. To get off drugs. That's one. That's one reason. I'm not saying everybody get off drugs. I'm saying that's one reason why. And I've had several people come to me for readings, and that is the reason why. And guess what? I had health issues that stopped me from partaking in drugs, right? So that stopped me. But other people don't. So low vibrational frequency is allowed to harass certain people to get them sober. And as soon as they're sober, it clears right up. And Source knows what's going on. Source knows exactly what's going on. Also, a soul may make an agreement or an arrangement before incarnating into physical form that I'm going to have some growth and I'm going to learn through these difficulties, through these experiences with low vibrational frequency. Or with ET experiences. So it's not all just, I'm a victim, okay? And we don't want to be in a victim mentality anyways. Why? Because it's low vibrational. That's right. All right. So I must be going here, but I'm just going to read a couple more comments. Connor's saying, I have no fear when I invite things into my space. I know I don't attract those things, and there are a few archangels in my home. I am also clear that they have to be high vibrational, so he makes his boundaries clear. It's one thing to say something. You can say something, but put some punch into it and mean it from the bottom of your soul. Okay? That's a great Claire to have, Abria, and it's not as common, by the way. Avery is saying that's one of the things the courses that you've taken with me have helped you with is the most, being confident on what I was receiving. Yeah, yeah. Because we don't want to stay in this perpetual pattern of, well, am I uncertain? Okay. Is that super high vibrational? Is that open and good times? Not really. Not a good time. Good. Accountability to our own frequency. Trina, perfect. Love it. Good. Go forth and practice, do the homework, and step forth into the light, and don't give a second thought or focus upon anything less than what you are, which is a being of light and love. Why are we going to go there? Anything drops your frequency too often, here you go, angels. Here you go. Love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
That was a big thing for me. And then after that point, I started slowing down. I started listening to channelings more. I started reading different books about spirituality, reading so much, an undying curiosity. Started taking notes. And then I came across Kristin Davies. And let me tell you, if you're looking for a mediumship course, go see her, because wow, completely changed my life. So I took the mediumship course with Kristin, and I began to understand more about myself, and I started to awaken the own psychic senses that I had laying dormant within inside of myself for all these years. And it was so powerful to be able to connect with other people's angelic guides and relay messages to them, and relay even messages from people that have passed in spirit. Even like family members have come to me too, like of my own that have passed that I haven't even met. And it's just wild that we have this big spiritual realm that a lot of us are just unbeknownst to.
Super pumped. You just joined me in the last mediumship course, the beginner's course, and of course you're going to be coming into the next 102, and then I also have the next dates up on my website for the next courses coming up, and I just thought I'd ask, how did you like it?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm self-taught. I'm self-taught in most things, but I always do that and then sort of like want to take a course, because I think when you do learn things yourself and then go into a course, you learn so much more, really. You learn all the things that you've missed as well, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, for me, meeting my guides, because I knew they've always been there. I've always known that I've had these two angels that have helped me my whole life, but I've never really worked with them. And certainly, you know, channeling now with my voice is a new thing for me, you know, because normally I do it all through automatic writing.
Oh,
So
wow.
so the voice is, I'm learning to actually speak what I hear.
So many of you guys in the course, you and many others, you're just free flowing now. It's just like, for me to watch it, it's just like watching a miracle. Well, you would say a miracle unfold before you, really.
Yeah, I think you just feel relaxed in a nice environment with everyone. So you feel like, right, it's now, I'm going to go now and I'm going to do it now. So you go for it more.
And go.
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of people, you know, either one, you can come to the beginner's course or the 102, makes no mind. Either way, you can take either one at any time. You don't have to take one and take the other. Jean here is saying the beginner's class was incredible. I love it. And, you know, the thing is that when you step forward, you meet a whole bunch of new people. And I've noticed that We have like people that don't channel, they're just kind of curious and seeing what this is all about. And then people that have been channeling, but in different ways. So, there's multiple different ways of channeling. It's not just connecting in and picking up on clairaudience. Oh, so many different ways. Like that's what the angel cards are there for. Although some people use tarot. In my courses, I prefer the angel cards. Just easier, simpler, and very high vibrational and colorful and beautiful. And, some of them are lined in gold flake and, getting a little fancy schmancy on us. But they just act as a bridge to get you to where you need to go. And then we step off and do what you are now doing. Is that not amazing?
That is pretty amazing.
It's so amazing. And these are gifts that we all have, that we're using all the time unconsciously. So then when you come to these courses and then you're like, oh, this is how I do it consciously.
Yeah.
And then you know how to do it.
Well, interestingly, most of my channels for months and months now have all been saying similar things, and they've all been telling people to individually channel the angels, channel the spirits. They're telling them to communicate with their own team all the time. So I think that's rather nice, really.
It's so much easier when you can connect in with an energy that's so high vibrational, that's helping you, and that can see all the different paths before you. Oh my gosh, I can't describe how much more. It's just like, it's so enriched and so magical and so wonderful, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time, yeah.
And then you're stepping through the course and helping other students. And
well, I'm just like that. I hold this energy that sort of like brings people together. So
I love it.
Absolutely. But I mean, the channeling that I've been doing over the past sort of like 6 months has just taken a different realm, and they seem to be sort of like slightly queuing up now. It seems to be a queue for me.
Yeah, and I'm in such a fact-driven career field, like evidence-based. Everything about it is just like 100%. This is what we can prove, and the more that I can just share a little bit, the more that I see people almost like reaching for that, like looking for somebody that will acknowledge the fact that, we do use our intuition when we're in a stressful situation. We do see how a situation feels, and that's real. And I think people are just like really waiting to have someone say, yes, you can follow that intuition. You can follow your guidance from the divine and from the angels, and we are able to be more than just what we see.
Yeah. And it's the difference between walking and flying in life. It really is. In order to get up and head out and have life just be so much easier to connect with your internal guidance system. What's the difference between, consciously channeling and unconsciously channeling? So when you're going through your day and you're unconsciously channeling, a lot of people are doing, everybody's doing this.
Yeah. The difference for me was your course, 100%.
You're like, ding, ding, ding. And I'll tell you, my guardian angel, she pretty much, if you want to call it hand holding, she walked me through and we had a discussion as to how to run this course and how to teach this course through the eyes of the angels. So everything I teach is what they would like me to talk about.
It's so obvious. It's so wonderful, Kristin. And that's just the thing, is we're all getting these messages. We just don't know what they are. We don't know how to interpret them. We don't know what our heart chakra opening up really means. We don't know what the tingling on the back of our head means that you're having communication, or the ringing in the ears.
Or the ringing in the ears, or the cupping of the ears, or the silence on the side of the head for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm getting goosebumps all over. See, that's an angel sign.
And it's just like we break things down and explain things and work through things. People can practice on camera or not in the comments area. You don't have to do anything that you're not comfortable with.
No, I recommend it.
I see a comment here, and this is really great. To me, awakening started when everything crumbled in my life and I went into hermit mode. Then I started to become curious to know my true self and my essence from my spiritual point of view, as well as opening up to the world that has been hidden from us. And it really is. It's the same thing with me. My whole life crumbled. It came apart. My health tanked. I was sick for about a year, living at my mother's home. My body really was just, I couldn't eat enough food. It was very difficult. And that is what led me to seek answers as to not only how to get better, but I had all this quiet time, internal reflection time, and everything changed over that year. And I started moving in a completely different direction. And I was still like, figuring things out. But that's what I teach in this course, is the step-by-step how to connect with your team when you feel so disconnected.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to take the mediumship course coming up in the next few weeks, I would really, recommend doing that. Kristin Davies will be running it. I will be in the course, going live once or twice, helping you guys learn how to channel spirit, learn how to channel these amazing starseed beings, amazing angels, your angelic team, being able to pick up on your intuition of what you want to do in life, where you want to go, and to have more clarity. And that's one of the main things that these courses have helped me with, is having more clarity in your life, because we all need more of that.